Good afternoon, children. Welcome to the science class. So, in the last class, we were studying the lesson number 10, work and energy. Under that, we were studying the forms of energy, children. In the forms of energy, we studied the three forms of energy, that is, the mechanical energy. So, what is mechanical energy, children? Energy possessed by an object due to its position or condition or due to its motion. So under that we studied that the mechanical energy is divided into two forms, that is the potential energy and kinetic energy. So what do you mean by potential energy? The energy possessed by an object due to its position or condition. And what is kinetic energy? The energy possessed by an object due to its motion. This is called kinetic energy. So after learning this, we just move to the next forms of energy, that is the heat energy and the light energy. And we know that sun is the main source of heat and light energy, children. So it helps us to see the things during the daytime, and light is a form of energy. And in the heat energy, we just saw that it is also a form of energy. And the sun's heat warms the earth and enables to support the various forms of life. And okay, and afterwards we just studied that heat given out by burning the fuels, it also and it is also used to power the engines, okay, that run our cars, aircraft and rockets. So these were the three forms of energy we studied in the last class, children. So when we move on to the today's topic, we'll move on to the next form of energy. So the next form of energy, that is the chemical energy. Yes. So what do you mean by chemical energy? Now, for example, when we take up a matchstick, children, yes, this is a matchstick. When we take up a matchstick and light a matchstick, okay, here what happens, as we strike the matchstick to the box, yes, the matchstick burns. So here what is happening? A matchbox. Yes, when a matchstick can be rubbed against a matchbox to catch the fire, children. So the energy stored at the here you can observe. Yes, the energy is stored at the top. Okay, stored in the stuff at the tip of the matchstick. So this helps it to catch fire. So this is nothing but the chemical energy. So here even this is the chemical energy, children. When we strike it, what happens there is the chemical energy tends in a matchstick, which is stored in the form of chemical energy, is transformed into light and heat energy. Understood? So here the what is chemical energy? The energy released or absorbed during a chemical reaction. Understood? So here from this, yes, what is chemical energy, children? When we strike a matchstick against a specific portion of a matchbox, what happens? We just saw now a spark is produced, which gives us heat and light. So in other words, the material used in the matchstick, okay, the material which is used in the tip of the stick produces energy when we strike against the matchbox. So this energy which is stored is the chemical energy. Is the chemical energy, children. So here this chemical energy, it is also stored in the dry cell. So this is the dry cell or the battery which we use it, okay, in the mobiles, in the clocks, in the torch light. So this is the dry cell or the battery which is being used. Understood? Yes. So here we can say that the chemical energy is being stored in the battery, children. Understood? And it is also used to light up the torch. So here we can observe that the chemical energy, it is stored in the dry cell, in the dry cell, and when we strike the matchbox, yes, and in the wood that is burning, yes, and in the coal also, and the food, yes, the food that we eat, it also contains chemical energy. And as we know that as we take the food, children, the chemical reactions takes place and the energy is produced. So the food also stores chemical energy. So from this what we can know that chemical energy is also a form of energy. It is also a form of energy, and this is being used in various purposes. Okay, it is stored in dry cell, matchbox, wood, coal, and the food that we take. So this is about the chemical energy, children, and we know that even in the petrol, the diesel, in the petrol and diesel also, yes, the petrol and the diesel, okay, the petrol, diesel, and in your home, the gas cylinders, the gas cylinders. So these also have, what they have, children? They have chemical energy. They have chemical energy in it. Understood? So this helps our cars, trucks, buses and planes to run, children. Petrol and diesel, and the gas cylinder help us to cook the food, children. Understood? So from this we can know that chemical energy is also a form of energy. Okay, so now we move on to the next form of energy, that is the sound energy. Yes. So what do you mean by sound energy? Sound is also a form of energy. As we know that, yes, sound is also a form of energy, children. Yes. Yes, it enables us to either communicate or hear each other. Now I am speaking and you are able to hear it. Understood? So from this is also a form of energy. So how the sound energy is produced? So as we know that sound energy is the movement of the molecules in the air, children. What is sound energy? The movement of molecules. Movement of molecules in the air that produces vibrations. Yes, that produces vibrations. Yes, it is produced, that is the sound energy is produced when an object vibrates. When an object vibrates, the sound energy is produced. So as you learned in the previous classes that when I want to speak, what happens? The larynx, that is the voice box, okay, yes, the vocal cords present in the voice box, as they vibrate, the sound is released and I am able to speak, and you are also able to speak, and that sound is as the sound is released and it is heard by you, children, because of the molecules present in air that produces vibrations, and it is heard by you, children. Understood? So here from this we can know that the sound energy is also a form of energy. So it is produced when the object vibrates. Understood? For example, when we strike, here you can take the examples of when we strike a drum. Understood? When we strike a drum with drumsticks. Yes, with the drumsticks. So as we strike it, what happens? It vibrates and produces sound. Here you can observe that the sound is of, we can recognize by with the help of our ear whether this is a pleasant sound. Yes, the pleasant sound made by the birds, the humming sound made by the birds, or the music that you hear from, okay, yes, the pleasant music and which is pleasant to hear, and the loud sound. the loud sound. So we can differentiate the sound that is released, okay, into pleasant and loud sound. Loud sound, as we know, that is the bursting of crackers and the burst of a tire. So here these are we recognize it as a loud sound. The pleasant sound, chirping of birds, the music which you like to hear. Understood? So these are the pleasant sound. So how these sounds are produced? These sounds are produced when when an object vibrates. Understood? Yes. So from this what we can know that a sound is also a form of energy, and this can be classified into pleasant and loud sound. And when we ring a bell, and when we move to a temple, we ring a bell. So as we ring a bell, what happens? It vibrates and it produces sound. Understood? Yes. So it is also produced on vibrating or music players. The music players in your home. So as they vibrate, what happens? We can hear the sound. Understood? So from this we can know that sound is also a form of energy, children. Yes. So after learning the sound energy, just we move on to the next form of energy, that is the electrical energy. Understood? Yes. So now the last form of energy is the electrical energy. Nowadays, it is very difficult for us to imagine our life without electricity, children. So, all the work that we are doing in our home, yes, the appliances that we use in our house, we depend on the electrical energy, children. Understood? So, in our day to day life, the electricity is used to run the different electrical appliances in your home. It may be the fan, LEDs, tube lights, the motors, okay, the washing machine or the AC, understood, the mixie grinder. So all the appliances that we are using, television it may be. So all the appliances we depend on the electrical energy. Understood? So the energy, yes, the form of energy that we use, yes, when we compare these all the forms of energy, that is the mechanical energy, heat energy, light energy, chemical energy, sound energy, in all among all this, the energy that we are using in our day to day life is the chemical energy. Understood? It is the electrical energy that we use the most in our day to day life, children. Yes. So this electrical energy, it comes to our home, okay, through the wires. The electricity is generated in the power stations and it comes to our house through wires. So are we using directly the electricity? No. What is happening? It is transforming into one form to another form in our different electrical appliances, children. Understood? So here, as we are using the electricity in different appliances, what happens? The forms of the one form of energy, yes, it is transformed into another form of energy to make it useful to us. Now, for example, when we take a fan, yes, a fan is fixed in your home and it is connected to the electricity through the electric wire. So when we switch on the fan mode, what happens? The motor present inside it gets electricity and the blades of the fan start moving. Understood? So here in the fan we can observe that, yes, the electric energy, as we switch on, the electric energy is passed and the fan starts rotating and you will get the good air. Understood? So here the electric energy, here you can observe that the electrical energy is converted yes, it is transformed into kinetic energy. As the blades of the fan move, it is transformed into kinetic energy. So, the electric energy that we are using in our day-to-day life, we are not using it directly, but it is transformed from one form of to another form energy. Understood? And when we take an iron, the electronic iron to press our clothes, children, yes, and this also is connected to the electricity. And when we switch on the air, what happens? The electrical energy is converted into heat energy. As it is, the heat is produced, and with the help of the heat we are able to press the clothes, children. Understood? So here the iron box, in the iron box we can observe that the electricity, that is the electrical energy, is passed on to iron box, and from the iron box what is converted here? The heat energy. Yes, heat energy is converted. So, electrical energy is transformed into heat energy. Understood? And with the help of this, we are able to press our clothes, children. Yes, when we plug in an iron, when we plug this iron into yes, it heats up. As the electricity is passed, it heats up, and we can use it to straighten the wrinkles or press our clothes, children. Understood? And here one more example that we can take up the television, our television that we are using in our day-to-day life. Here also the electric in the television also what happens? Here also, as the electrical energy is being used, understood? Yes, the television is connected, the electrical energy is passed on to the television, and from here what we are able to hear the light. Yes, the light energy is okay, the electrical energy is converts into light and sound, children. Understood? Yes, so here it is transformed into one form of energy into another form, that is light and sound. We are able to see the pictures, we are able to hear what is going on on the television. Understood? And here when we take up the tube light also that we are using in our day-to-day life, the tube light and the bulb. Here also, as we switch on the tube light and the bulb, children, here we can observe that the electrical energy, yes, as the electricity is passed, it converts the tube light and the bulb, they glow. Understood? So it is converted into light energy. Yes, so these are the some of the examples we can give, many other forms of transformation of energy that we see around us, children. Understood? And we saw that the solar cells which are being used in our daily life. For example, we have the solar batteries, the solar heaters, solar cookers, yes, solar lamps, yes. So these are all this what they do, they convert. Yes, here we can observe that here the electricity doesn't come here. Okay, yes, here the light energy from the sun. Yes, the light energy from the sun. Yes, it is converted into the electrical energy. Yes, so here the solar cells, they convert the light energy into electrical energy, and these solar cells, where they are used? They are used in the satellites, children. Yes, in the satellites in space to get a constant power, that is to get the constant electrical energy. Understood? Yes. So here from this what we can, from these examples, what we have learned that the energy is regarded, is the energy of an object, the energy of an object is regarded as a measure of its ability to do work. Yes, the energy, it has its own ability to do work. So energy is available to us in nature in in different forms, children. Yes, and here we can know that from these examples we can convert the one form of energy into another form, but we can neither destroy it or we cannot create it. Understood? So this is the principle of law of conservation of energy, children. Yes, from these examples I think you have learned that, yes, you have learned that the energy which is being used, yes, it is neither created nor destroyed, but it can be converted into one form of energy to another form. So this is the principle of law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy. Yes, what does this law tells us? That the law, the law tells us that the energy is, yes, the energy is neither created, yes, nor destroyed. We cannot create or destroy, but we can transform. We can transform one form of energy into another, children. Understood? Yes. So this is the principle of law of conservation of energy. You have to remember that energy is neither created nor destroyed, but we can transform the one form of energy into another. Just now we saw the few examples how the energy can be converted into one form into another, children. Yes, so the kinetic energy can be converted into electrical energy, and yes, you may have a lamp or in your cycle. Yes, in the dynamo is fixed to your cycle, children. Here you can observe that as you move the pedal, as the pedal is being moved, and you just cycle the pedal of the pedal the cycle, children, what happens, a dynamo is fixed. Yes, and here what happens, as you move this, the bulb which is being fixed in your cycle, the bulb glows. So here which form of energy is converted here? Here, as you are moving the cycle pedal, as you stop the cycle pedal, the bulb stops glowing. Understood? So as you move on, the movement is going on. Understood? So the energy possessed by an object due to its motion. So which form of energy is that? The kinetic energy. So here the kinetic energy is converted into electrical energy in the cycle, children. As you pedal the cycle, the kinetic energy is the kinetic energy converts the bulb, and it glows, and it is converted into electrical energy, children. Understood? So from this we can know that the one form of energy can be converted into another form of energy. Understood? Yes. So from this we can know that there are different forms of energy, and these different forms of energy are being used in our day-to-day life. And here there is an activity in your in your textbook, children. Just you look the appliances around your house and identify the various items which you utilize in your home, children. and categorize these items into according to the form of energy used by them. Maybe mechanical energy, heat energy, chemical energy, light energy, sound energy, or electrical energy. So where you are using the electrical energy, that appliances, you can just write the names in this column. And where we are using the sound energy, yes, and where the light energy is being used, and where the chemical energy is being used, and where in which form, where the heat energy is being used in your home surroundings, you can, okay, just write down is the items where these forms of energy is being used. Okay children, yes. So from this we have completed our lesson, and that is the lesson number 10, work and energy. The lesson is completed, and in the next class we will move on to the notes of the lesson and the exercise of the lesson children. Okay, yes, thank you children.